Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss Heartstopper Volume 3. This came out in the US 2021, in the UK 2020. So this starts out right where the end of Season 1, the TV show, and Volume 2, the book, end off, right? Nick comes out to his mom. Charlie asks, does that mean we're going to start telling people? Nick says, yeah. So the aftermath of that, and what's really important about this is there's not really a comparison when you're reading these books after watching the TV show. There's no comparison because they haven't experienced the aftermath of that yet. Season 2 hasn't come out yet, so there's no comparison to it. The only true comparison is Charlie finally tells Tao that Nick is dating in this volume when there's a class trip to Paris. Right at the end of school year, there's a summer break, and some year 10s, some year 11s go to Paris as a group. So in that Paris school trip, that's when Charlie tells Tao. But that's really the only comparison. What's really cool about this is it explores how movies and books are very different compared to real life. That just because you come out in a movie or a book doesn't mean the world is all great and happy and lovely afterwards. Like, there's different groups, there's different things, right? So it's just because you say it once doesn't mean you don't have to say it again. So you come out to your family, great, but then there's your friends, but then there's your other friends, and then those people will tell other people, and then those people will ask you, and you have to confirm it. And it's not just one coming out. There's a lot of different versions of it, and I remember all of that. It was a weird time, to be completely honest, but it's explored in this, and it's just so great. And I say this so many times: representation matters. Representation matters. To have Elle and Tao finally, share a kiss at the Louvre, that was really cool. Nick sharing that his father is French, tried to meet up with his dad because he wanted to talk to his dad about Charlie, in person, but his dad was busy with work, so they couldn't do that. His brother David was back from college. He's 4 years older, so he's 20. And David, gives Nick crap about dating Charlie, and not telling him, saying that Charlie turned him gay and he's just pretending that he's bi, and all those little, older brother harassment things. But, it seems like he meant it. So I'm assuming there'll be a heart-to-heart, hopefully, at some point between two brothers moving forward in Volume 4 or 5, depending on when or if that will happen. I really liked Harry trying to apologize at the Paris trip. That was neat. Apologize to Nick, apologize to Charlie. But Charlie stood up for himself and said, just because you, are finally coming to terms with you being an idiot doesn't mean I have to give you a gold star. And it was really cool seeing that, having the group of people behind them during the slumber party on the final night to celebrate Tara's 16th birthday, slamming the door in Harry's face. But, yes, he doesn't deserve forgiveness, but he's learning. And that's the key factor of this. It's that he's not staying an homophobic idiot. He's learning, which I thought was very important. A lot of this also involved diving into Charlie's past self-harm, with cutting, talking to Nick about that when the bullying was very, very bad in year 9. Talking about eating disorder as well. Charlie doesn't eat a lot. He passed out at the Louvre. Nick forced him to eat a croissant, excuse me. And then Mr. Farouk, the physics teacher, gave him a sandwich to eat as well. So then Mr. Farouk and Mr. Ajayu being the chaperones on this trip, and then them getting together at the end, I thought that was pretty neat. I don't think we've met Mr. Farouk yet, no. But Mr. Ajayu we know and love as the art teacher. So, everyone deserves romance. Everyone deserves happiness. That's the better word. Everyone deserves happiness. I really hope we see that within Season 2. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing. Like episodes 1, 2, 3, 4-ish will be Volume 3. The remaining 4 episodes, if it's another 8-episode season, will be the 4th volume. We'll read that. We'll talk about it, obviously. But it was a little different reading Volume 3 as opposed to 2 and 1, because I had comparison to the show. I had no comparison for Season 3 as of yet, but I think that's fine. So I got more of Aled's character versus Isaac's character, because Isaac's the TV show and Aled is the book version. So having Aled, Tao, Nick, and Charlie being bunkmates, roommates for the Paris trip, I thought that was cool because we were diving more into Aled's character. Aled saying to Charlie, he happens to like this guy Daniel, but not going into that any further. I thought that was pretty neat. The part that I laughed my ass off, verbally laughed out loud, Nick and Charlie are kissing in the room. Darcy barges in to try to get them to go with them to like go to lunch or dinner or something. And she's like, oh, you're doing gay things. Carry on. And then just closes the door, or she says, well done or something. It was so hysterical because I can picture it happening in the show. And I know I'm going to laugh my ass off. That's going to translate so perfect from book to screen, from page to screen. I can't wait to see it. But overall, I thought that Heartstopper Volume 3 was very well done. I also loved the ending after Nick's mom picks him up and Charlie's family pick him up. Charlie's, you know, typing away on Google how to tell the person you like that you love them. And Nick is now typing away at eating disorders. Bro, I got goosebumps because Nick wants to help Charlie. He doesn't want to fix Charlie. And Charlie even had a whole doctor-patient relationship conversation that he doesn't want Nick to ever feel like he's his doctor. But Nick and Charlie know that if someone is experiencing something, to go to each other for help, to go to each other, and they will help. So I thought that was very important to show the growth of the character development. Miss Singh catching the two of them making out in a closet after putting sports equipment away, talking about her wife. Very important. I'm very excited for season 2 whenever they start writing it, whenever they start filming it, but whenever it's released. I just thought it was very well done. I thought book 3 was very well done with the continuation of the characters we've gotten within Volume 1, Volume 2. But yeah, deep, heavy stuff. And life is messy, but it can be beautiful. And Alice knows that, and she writes that. Just because the movies and the book show you one thing doesn't mean that it's actually going to stay that way. And it's so cool to have real life represented in page. Real representation represented on page. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. On to Volume 4. Mucho mahalo.